I'm Jillian Joseph. I am the Immediate Past Program Director of the Jack and Jill chapter of Brooklyn. Just an emotional day being back here with our teens. Today we learned the history of the transatlantic slave trade and journeyed to here and Sumaso, the last bath. And it was a powerful and emotional and spiritual moment for me to actually be returning home from where I began.
Then the Lord said to him, "Know for certain that your descendants will be strangers in a country not their own, and they will be enslaved and mistreated 400 years. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterward they will come out with great possession."
So we're going to go to the ancestral river, and we're going to walk through the ancestral path. This path was developed by the feet of our ancestors, and we call it the ancestral route.
Through my teachings in school, I never learned that Africa was ever really involved in the start of slave trade. And just learning that at the beginning of the tour was, in itself, a life-changing experience.
Today's experience has overall made me feel very connected. I've always heard stories about how long my family was enslaved for, and about how long African people and Black people have been forced with the subjugation of white people. I think that today really just made me feel more connected and like touching the water that my ancestors could have touched, and they did touch, because we're all connected in some shape or form.
We went down to the river and we put our feet in the water and our hands in the water. And that was sort of just to ground us and to sort of connect with our ancestors on a deeper and spiritual level. I'm so happy I got to experience that. It's been an amazing day and I feel changed.
Having the opportunity to bathe in the river just was a spiritual connection to my ancestors. The feeling was overwhelming. As tears kind of poured down my eyes, I realized that, home had been calling me my entire life. And finally, I had returned that calling. And so this was an amazing journey, an amazing experience. Our teens learned last year in our region that the motto was, "They are their ancestors' wildest dreams." And today they actually were able to connect that motto to their real lives. They are absolutely the dreams and the hopes of the enslaved who left here, knowing that they would not return, for our teens to grow up and be healthy and prosperous and leaders, and to actually return. So I just thank African Roots Travel, our tour guide today, the families, the Jack and Jill Brooklyn chapter, for allowing us to have the opportunity to return home.
Aquaba, I am home. I really enjoyed my time here at the Cape Coast Dungeon, specifically because in the organization, in Jack and Jill, the work that we do is sort of to understand and to learn through our ancestors and the things that have come before us. And this is a key piece of history here in Ghana, in a country that I call home as well for my family heritage, to learn and understand and sort of visualize the injustices that went on during the transatlantic slave trade.
Today has been a very sacred and emotional journey. One that, yes, has brought tears to my eyes naturally, lots of emotion, some level of peace and comfort in being able to return home, as well as to make commitment to do well for my ancestors, show them my appreciation for all that they've sacrificed for us and our family.
Believe that the natural things surrounding us, the stones, the rivers, the mountains, were created by the Supreme Being. Let us pray, let us communicate through them. The Supreme Being will hear our prayers. This is how we Africans communicated to the Supreme Being.
Just being here has been so insightful. I feel like it's really been eye-opening. Even though I've learned about how horrible the conditions of slavery were, I feel like I never really felt it inside of me until I was able to set foot in the same places that my ancestors were in and were struggling in.
It's interesting, also knowing that the church was built right above the dungeons made me think a lot, about how it was for people back then. I know seeing the way that my mother, reacted to, being here, made me think as well, and seeing how she took it makes me feel for my ancestors, but I'm glad that, I've been able to connect with them.
I feel like I can't look at our world the same way now, knowing exactly how horrible the conditions were. I still don't know, but sort of after I've taken a small step forward toward understanding the horrible conditions people had to live in and people were put in by Europeans, I just feel like I can't look at our world the same.
I think a part that I found very interesting was seeing the door of no return and then the door of return and going through both doors. I would say that I've really enjoyed my experience here. I think it's been very, it makes you think, about what our ancestors have gone through.
The big question we all need to ask ourselves is that the dungeons are empty. The cells are also empty now. Is slavery over? Slavery, it is not over. It is still going on in different ways, in different forms. As we've come here today to learn about this history, let us all go back home. Let us educate our families, our friends, about what we've learned today. Africans, people of African descent, never again should we allow ourselves to be oppressed, dominated, full to fighting one another. For it is only in unity that we can make Africa a better place. Divided, we are weak. Together, we are much, much stronger. Let us stay together as one people. Let us stay together in unity. And let us ensure Africa becomes a better and a safer place. Let us ensure that Africa becomes a better and a safer place. And I know together, we all can make Africa a better and a safer place. I wish you all safe journey back home. Till we'll meet some other day, some other time. Thank you very much for coming. Enjoy the rest of the day.